The track comes apart. NASCAR gets criticized for not running the oval. NBC has problems showing the race to all the fans. And Chase Briscoe wrecks Denny Hamlin. Oh, and by the way, AJ Almendinger won. So first off, congratulations to AJ Almendinger. Whenever a guy wins a race, especially in upset fashion like this, he should always be the story. And also congratulations to Chris Rice and Matt Collig, as now they have just as many wins on the season as Stewart Haas Racing, running a partial schedule. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year? And that should be the story, but before the race even started, in North Carolina and Indianapolis, a lot of fans could not see the race because they didn't have Track Pass, or they didn't exactly know how to use streaming media or whatever, because NBC decided they would show, instead of one of the crown jewels of NASCAR racing, they decided they would show a preseason football game between the Carolina Panthers and the Indianapolis Colts. And to put this into perspective, this would be the equivalent of showing NASCAR practice instead of an NFL playoff game. But enough about that, because we've got so much more to cover, and I try to keep these under 5 minutes. Let's see how I do today. The next problem was, after Tyler Reddick won 2 stages, good for him, he was doing great, Kyle Larson took the lead, set sail, then a piece of the curb comes up, starts destroying cars, and it was absolutely chaos from there. Several cautions. Eventually, AJ Almendinger ends up being your winner. Yes, I'm going to get to the Denny Hamlin thing at the very end of this, so stay tuned for that. But the track came up and cost Kyle Larson a win. And so nothing against the people at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Indianapolis Motor Speedway is one of the best run tracks. I've actually run there. When we were in college, we built an electric race car. That was my first race. I've been to Indianapolis. I know how well run it is. It is a great track. That being said, this type of stuff can't happen. This was awful. You cost a guy a win. And we got to fix it and make sure it doesn't happen next time, which brings me to my next point. All week, fans and drivers had been complaining. Some super casual fans didn't even know that this was going to be a road course race, so when they tuned in, they immediately started chiming in what happened to the oval. I would say the majority of people, at least on my social media, wanted to see the oval. And after this particular performance, I think it's going to be really hard to get any good PR for the road course going forward. Although I think there was some really good racing before this happened, all people are going to remember is this debacle. So I think moving forward, NASCAR's best PR move, now whether they do this or not, who knows, but NASCAR's best PR move is to actually just go back to the oval. Solves a lot of problems. And that leads me to the final sort of controversy or whatever of the day. And that is Chase Briscoe took out Denny Hamlin, who was definitely going to win this race after the initial shakeup of the track coming up or whatever. So this is a big race, especially for Chase Briscoe. It's his home track. I understand pushing hard. I don't mind a guy moving another guy for a win. I know you're like, oh, you got all over Ty Gibbs. I didn't get on Ty Gibbs for moving a guy for a win. I got on Ty Gibbs for being a hypocrite. If you're going to move a guy, don't complain when you get moved. So I will reserve any judgment on Chase Briscoe until I see him get moved for a win. But my big takeaway from this is Denny Hamlin handled this with as much grace and composure as you're ever going to see anybody handle any adversity ever in life. And this is especially cool for me to see because I just made a thing about how the Joe Gibbs racers typically whinge and cry and all that stuff. So I thought this was really awesome for Denny Hamlin to show, and I actually said the other week that he seems like he's matured, to show his maturity. And I think all of his teammates could learn from him how he handled this situation, because if any time in life somebody could have got out of the car and completely showed their butt, this was that time. And now on to good race, bad race. Kyle Larson obviously had a good race because he opened up about a 23-point lead in the regular season title. To go, obviously AJ Almendinger, Collig Racing, big race for them, great race. Matty D with his first top 5 in God knows how long. So good race for him. He needed that top 5 because he's looking for a ride. Eric Jones, Richard Petty Motorsports, with a 7th. That's the first top 10 I can remember them having this season. And also, I want to throw in there Justin Haley, Austin Cindric, and Ryan Newman. They all had top 10s, so all great runs for those guys. And on for the bad, this whole thing was about what happened bad. All right, if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe down below. I really appreciate it, and you guys have been really awesome about subscribing. I never thought I would have this many subscribers, just to be totally honest with you. So thank you for that. If you got a comment, leave it in the comments section. I love to read the comments, and like I said, I started this because this is the type of stuff I talk about with my friends. So I feel like I want to talk to you guys like you're my friends. So anything you want to bring up, I'll be more than happy to try to talk about it if I have anything to say about it. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.